Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about overthinking, and I think this is going to be a good video for those of you who are just starting out, especially for those of you starting out. But if you've been here for a while and you're trying to either solve a problem while Wiggles gets to her perch over there, you're either trying to solve a problem or you're trying to progress in the hobby. Maybe you've just been growing soft corals for a while, or you just had a fish only and you're trying to upgrade to like SPS and you're just not getting it right and you're trying all these things and it doesn't make any sense. So today we're just going to talk about overthinking the entire process in just Reef, okay? With this hobby, I guess over the years I've been in it for quite a while now. I think we're approaching 10 years, maybe a little bit longer. I mean, who knows at this point. But either way, I feel like our equipment and everything has changed so much to the point that you can add whatever you want and do all these little things. And it's great. It's really good for the hobby, but or at least good for the wallets of the people who create it. But what I feel it does is it makes things too complex. People overthink everything, and then eventually they just end up failing. They spend all this money and they just fail. Well, that's the last thing we want to do, right? We don't want to fail, especially if we're investing and we really enjoy the hobby. For me personally, it's my business now, and I know I've talked about this before. This hobby for me started off as helping with PTSD from Afghanistan, and I did that with freshwater and all that stuff over the years, and it really helps me. I didn't think it was going to turn into a business. It just kind of did. The YouTube channel didn't start off as a business adventure. It just kind of started off with me sharing stuff, and here we are several years later. So either way, I know a lot of us are in the hobby for many different reasons. A lot of people that I talk to are vets and police officers, firefighters, and they use the hobby to escape and just kind of keep their mind busy. So yes, overthinking will help keep your mind busy, but you might be just going down the wrong path. So some of the things that you can do to help with the overthinking is just simply take a step back from your reef tank and look at it as a whole. If we're going to address, say you are going from soft corals to SPS and you want to, start growing them, and you're just having a problem, like they just keep STNing or RTNing and they're just not doing well, or polyp extension or coloration is not that great. Step back from the reef tank and look at the system as a whole. And then one thing I like to do when it comes to processing, if we're troubleshooting, is just step as far back as you can. Look at it. What are the causes of, say, browning SPS? Like you put it in the tank, it starts browning out. Well, naturally, it's excess nutrients and low light. Those are the two things, the main factors that cause browning. So with that, you'll step back and be like, well, am I feeding a ton? What are my nutrients at? Do I have a bunch of algae in the tank? What are my levels of my lighting at? What's my PAR range? Is it acceptable for this new SPS now that I've been growing soft corals for so long? Those are the things that you should be approaching. The last thing you want to do is be like, well, let me add this reactor, add this, add that. Let me add a bunch more lighting. Let me, add a bio pellet reactor or some kind of reactor, like a bunch of carbon, or it's not carbon, but a bunch of GFO to help remove nutrients. Like that is the overthinking aspect of it. Now it is an approach to fixing the problem, but there's different ways of going about it, and you don't have to go to one extreme or to a total extreme when you're just trying to solve basic problems. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, another aspect of overthinking is just simply, what's up, Wiggs? What are you doing? She's in the fish tank messing around. They just like drinking the water out of the freshwater tank, which, by the way, you guys will see that tank here soon. I'm going to be doing the final voiceover for that. You guys will see the whole DIY when I made the back of it for the freshwater tank with the 3D printer. So you guys will see all that stuff. So back on topic here. So another aspect of overthinking is just going into the hobby thinking that you need everything. You need all this advanced equipment. You need all the highest end skimmers. You need all these dosing pumps. You need all this extra equipment. Like, let me go ahead and get the biopellet reactor that I might need down the road. You're going to waste a ton of money, and you're buying things that you don't need. The way the reef tank is, and with the new changes that I made on my saltwater tank, which we'll have a video for you guys here soon, is the simpler the setup is, the easier life is going to be, and most likely the better the corals are going to turn out. I had the best growth and coloration that I've had in years, and I'm doing, what's the word I'm looking for? The least amount of maintenance. I barely test the tank. I just feed pretty consistently. I do my water changes, and I just leave it alone, and I'm not sitting there fiddling and doing all these different things. I don't have all this crazy fancy equipment. And I do have, calcium reactor, a calc reactor, but it's not like I have a bunch of different products being dosed and doing all these different things, and making it more complex and overthinking the entire setup more than I should. So with that, my screen just changed on me. So with that, I recommend, if you're new to the hobby, keep the system as simple as possible. Don't go in there and buy all the latest and greatest and try to prep for what you might be doing in 2 or 3 years. Just simply set yourself up for success today and adjust as you go, and adjust based on the needs of the tank at the moment. So if you're just doing soft corals, you don't need to have the highest end Kessels or the highest end Radians. You just don't need that stuff. A simple SB Reef light or something equivalent like the, what's the new one out? The Hyper Reefs, yeah, those are very basic. They're going to work fine. But if you want to spend the money on the other ones, you can. But we're talking about just doing what you need to be successful today without going overboard. Okay, so with that, I think that's it for the video. Hopefully this encourages you guys to just kind of take a step back, especially if you're having problems with your tank. If you're having issues, just do one thing at a time. Don't make a ton of changes, and don't sit there and lose sleep over it. Just one thing at a time, make the adjustment, let the tank adjust to it, and then just address the problem continually as you go. So with that, I think that's it for the video. Wiggles, you have anything to say? Do you have anything to say? You want to say hi? She's getting big. Look at her. Big old fatty. Get big. So with that, that's it for the video. Any questions, let me know. If you want to add anything, put that stuff in the comment section. If you want to support the channel, we have a coral sale going on right now. Yeah, I put a link up earlier, I think. So with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, peace.